how this idea was born and how it evolved through time.
David and I had written a few books together, and we have the way that we work is that we have a general premise in mind, and then we don't really talk about it much after we start it. One of us will start the book with a chapter and take the lead on a character, and then send it off to the other person, and that person just picks up where we left off, where the other person left off. So Dash and Lily started, we knew the idea that we had two characters named Dash and Lily, and we knew we wanted it to be sort of a scavenger hunt or cat and mouse game across New York City. And that's how it started.
And you both, of course, write young adults. And why do you think this genre in particular has become so popular in the past few years? And what do you like the most about writing for this public in specific?
I always say, like, being a teen, it's like the origin story for adulthood, that you're just figuring things out for the first time. You're figuring out who you are, you're figuring out who you love, you're figuring out just how to navigate the world. And so I love writing about that part of life. And I think one of the fun things about collaborating in writing about that is that when you're a teen, so many things are out of your control. And when you're sharing a book, so many things are out of your control. And I think that our books really mirror what it's like to be a teen, because I think for me as a teenager, yeah, I had no idea what was around any corner. I didn't know which people I met would become my best friends or which people I met I would never see again. And I think that feeling of possibility is what readers of YA love, is that they love that the YA books are honest with them. They're truthful about how life is, but they also show that there are so many different possibilities out there, that love could be around a corner, an adventure could be around a corner, or in the case of Dash and Lily, it could be on a bookshelf waiting for you.
What do you think are the biggest difference between the TV show from Dash and Lily and the books? And if there was anything added, what do you think you said, oh, this was great that they put it there?
I mean, I think the adaptation, it's very faithful. I mean, again, luckily our books are a lot of the times basically about two people talking to each other and all the people around them. So it's very easy to adapt, which is why I think we've had so many adaptations. But certainly it is a different thing, and they took some creative liberties, which I really love. I mean, for me, one of the things that is not in the book that is in the TV show is that Lily is half Japanese, and they really talk about that part of her family and Japanese culture, and how it's influenced her. And we see her, and even Dash is pulled into it a little bit, doing some things that are very specific to Japanese culture. And that I thought just made her character in the series much richer, that they worked that in, and that certainly wasn't in the book.
Agreed. And it's been so gratifying to see so many comments from viewers, especially who are Japanese or half Asian, half Asian, and saying like, it means so much to me to see that representation on screen, especially in a Christmas story.
How was that experience, Rachel, working on a script from how different it is from writing a book?
It was really interesting, and it was great for me just to be able to see, because sometimes when you see adaptations of books you love, you get frustrated with things that didn't make it to the screen or the ways in which it was changed. So it was great for me to be in the writing room and to see how the process, like what happened, why they made those decisions. And a lot of times it just came down to practical reasons, like what you can film and things like that. And also just in the sense that they, at least in Dash and Lily, when they were spreading it out across 8 episodes, that they had arcs for all the characters that might not have been there in the book. So then they had to serve those stories also. So it was really great to see how it all changed, and at the same time to see how dedicated everyone was to keeping the heart of the story, and just how much everyone really believed in this Christmas fairy tale.